Hey ladies and gents, welcome to the PESUNIVERSE version 1 option file. I just want to give a quick shout out to my channel subscribers. Much appreciated guys, thank you so much for supporting the channel for the 2022-2023 season. And this is going to be a showcase video, so I'm going to be looking at the leagues that they've basically sorted the kits, the transfers out, the emblems and all that good stuff, the tactics as well. So we're going to be diving in to, if you didn't know, they've basically done the Premier League and the Sky Bet Championship. Our focus is mainly going to be around the Premier League because I think this is where most of the interest is going to come. So we're going to look at some of the teams, we're going to look at some of the transfers, we're going to look at some of the stats of the players, and we're going to start with Liverpool and Manchester City. Now, one thing you need to note is if you are going to be doing this, you need to click your right analog stick down and turn off the live update. Otherwise, you're going to have the old players still locked in there. So before we go into these teams, you have to do that first. So now let's focus on the left hand side with Liverpool. Now, obviously, their sort of main signing this window has been Darwin Núñez, and as you can see at the top, it is a fluid formation. So every team has a fluid formation, and we're seeing here, obviously, in possession of the ball. This is what it kind of looks like with Salah cutting in off the right. Diaz sort of hanging out on the left hand side there. He likes to cut inside as well and try to curl one into the top corner usually. It's quite a move for him at the minute. And then at possession, we see Darwin Núñez just drop off, but he will like break into the box. So you can see him going from SS to a centre forward. If you just take a look at his stats, he is a goal poacher. His face in the game looks really good. He's got really good offensive awareness, speed, acceleration, kicking power. So you can score those sort of long range shots as well as breaking into the box with that acceleration and speed, you know, and heading as well. Heading, offensive awareness. This is a very, very nice player if you are going to have him. He's got very nice, well-rounded like balance and physical contact, so he's going to be a bit of a handful for the defensive teams, but his stats are very nice. Let's just take a look at his player skills. He's got double touch, heading, dipping shot, first time shot, penalty specialist, fighting spirit. Fighting spirit along with the heading is going to be very, very useful to have in the penalty area. That's going to make him very, very strong on the ball as well. So a very dangerous customer indeed. And he's 82 rated overall. He's going to be very, very effective. Even his low pass is you know, it's in red, but it's 74. It's still pretty decent, as is his tight possession and dribbling. So it's not bad. It's not brilliant, but it's good enough to do what you want with him. So he's going to be sort of like a hold-up player and then break into the box and look for those. He's going to be really good with that high offensive awareness. And he's still pretty young as well, right? So he's only 23. You can train that up, you know, in the right way and get more out of him. We've got obviously Carvalho. You know, he's an attacking midfielder, played up front a little bit for Fulham. Again, he's the sort of player that drops off, but look at his speed, acceleration and dribbling. So he's going to be very, very quick carrying the ball. He's got good balance as well to shield and decent finishing. A nice little tricky little player, one touch passing, through passing, away to pass. So he's going to be very, very creative as well. But that's pretty much it in terms of the new signings for Liverpool, and it's going to be interesting to just see how well they do. In terms of the tactics, some of the things I noticed with the support settings that you've got to realize is I've noticed some of these are switched on, which I'm going to point out to you in just a second with the Manchester City lineup. So now if we look at the Manchester City lineup, obviously they got Haaland up top, but like I said, I want to just dive into these support settings because one of the things I noticed is playing with Man City, the offside trap suddenly activated and left me like with no defenders and their striker throwing goal. And I was like, well, I didn't double tap the right D-pad, and it was because the auto offside trap was enabled. So just be careful when you do select some teams, just to make sure these settings are all off, especially preset tactics and the offside trap and auto substitutions as well. So just keep an eye on that. But it was just the offside trap that caught me off. I guess they turned this on because it obviously impacts the way the AI defend. Maybe they play more offside traps. I'm not so sure, but I've not had sort of long enough to test it, to be honest. But I'd imagine that's what happens. So let's just take a look at the Man City players and their lineup. Obviously, they've got Alvarez and Kevin Phillips, new signings, along with the main man, Haaland. So just taking a look at Haaland, 20 years of age. Look at his finishing and kicking power. And one of the things that I really like that PESUNIVERSE have done is they've boosted his balance. In eFootball, his balance is like 50 or something, and it's just ridiculous. I mean, you can't do anything with 50 balance. And his tight possession is really low in eFootball as well. So it makes for an absolutely awful control. Awful player. His ball control is really low. Something I would definitely try and train up, because obviously that first touch is important, right? You play a ball over the top, last you want is him taking a heavy touch and it just running through to the goalkeeper. So getting that ball control up is definitely a priority if you're going to play and train this player. Let's just take a look at his player skills. So heading, he's got every shot type in the book. First time shot is obviously quite useful. Super sub and fighting spirit, once again, good for fighting and shielding the ball. If we just take a look at his physical contact, 90, along with that balance, makes him very, very hard. I mean, I've played with him and against him, and he's very, very hard to get the ball off, and he's great at shielding it if you've got this guy in your team. His offensive awareness, 94, is absolutely lethal. Any balls into the box, any through balls, he's going to time those runs absolutely perfectly to beat the offside trap. And when he's through one-on-one with that 95 finishing, he's hardly going to miss. And with the kicking power at 95, that means the goalkeeper is very, very rarely going to save them. Julian Alvarez, obviously a very, very nice player and very well-rounded stats here. He's 76 rated overall, but, I love players with these sort of rounded stats. Great for being able to train them up nice and balanced across the board. Not really having or excelling in one area of his style, but he can do everything. He can pick up the ball, he can lay it off, he can run in behind if you boost that offensive awareness. And the acceleration speeds, not brilliant, but with the acceleration being over the speed, that's going to feel like he's going to have this little boost of speed. But his ball control is going to enable him to bring the ball into control. And with his low pass and lofted passes, he's going to be able to bring other players into play. Obviously, his finishing is probably a little bit less than I had expected because, he's a terrific finisher. 77. I probably would imagine that would have been higher, to be honest, with a player of his caliber. But I guess they want to see how well he does in the Premier League instead of the Argentinian league. So obviously, double touch is a very nice one to have. One touch pass, through passing, away to pass. Again, meaning, he's going to be great at bringing other players into play. Then we have Calvin Phillips, who is obviously signed from Leeds United. And he's got a very, very well-rounded sort of play style. Obviously, most of his work is going to be around ball winning and defensive awareness. That's really good. So an excellent defensive midfielder. He's not the quickest across the ground, but that's not really important in that position. It's mainly around winning the ball back and be able to play a pass. And he's got lofted passing, so he can spray the ball around from that sort of defensive midfielder. He's got 91 stamina, so he's never gonna break, and he's got 8 for conditioning, so he's always going to be like on form, or it's going to be very, very consistent for you if you have got this player in your squad. Now we're just going to take a look at the kits. So obviously Manchester City with that red trim and Liverpool with the classic red. But look at the away kit for Manchester City. That sort of red and black and gold looks very, very nice in my opinion. A very nice kit. And if we take a look at Liverpool's alternate kit, sort of black around the arms, and then you've got that sort of swirly pattern on the chest. It's excellent work. I mean, I don't know how or comprehend how those people that edit these kits put these designs on, but it's really impressive nonetheless. It really looks really, really solid. And obviously the classic Liverpool red kit for their home site, the home kit. Next, I want to just take a look at Manchester United. Again, every team has got a fluid formation, and obviously the signings that they've made under Erik ten Hag have been pretty subtle at the minute. So Eriksen coming in from Burnley, and he's got great stats across the board. I'm pretty sure those are very similar to what he had before. Don't notice many changes there, to be honest. And if we look at some of the other players that he's brought in, I'm looking for, there he is, Martinez, and just above him is Milicia. The only thing I'm not too keen about Martinez is he's a destroyer. It's not really my preferred play style, but you can see that he's a very, very established defender, but he's very good on the ball. If you've ever seen the skills this guy produces and how well he manipulates the ball as a defender, he's a typical ball playing defender. He's going to be very comfortable on the ball, bringing it out of defense, passing, very, very good technically, but also, he is a good defender first and foremost, which is obviously why Manchester United paid all that money for him. Milicia at left back, he's mainly got speed and acceleration, and he is only 21 years old, so one for the future perhaps, but a nice little backup for Luke Shaw. When it comes to Chelsea, we've got a very fluid formation here, going from sort of a 5-2-3 into a 3-4-3. So you can sort of see there, the way that Man City or Chelsea are going to play. Obviously, Cucurella, new signing there from Brighton, who's been excellent. Plenty of stamina, my word. 96 for stamina. Really good speed and acceleration to get up and down and back and forth. So that stamina is absolutely vital, especially with the fluid formations, because obviously it does take its toll. But look at his overall game is absolutely perfect. Good defensively and offensively. Very, very comfortable on the ball. Very, very good fullback there, along with Reece James on the other side. Obviously, new signing Koulibaly is here as well. and, you know, probably one of the best defenders in PES 2021. Really good defensive qualities, but an absolute monster with that physical contact, 93. He's obviously very quick as well across the ground, 90 speed, 78 acceleration, but defensive awareness, ball winning, and aggression, making him an absolute monster. And he's got the player skills as well: heading, man marking, interception, captaincy, and fighting spirit. So an absolute beast at the back there. One surprise is Batshuayi. I'm not sure if he's still there. I know he was loaned out and didn't realise he was back for this season. So interesting to see if he's actually in that Chelsea squad. Obviously with Manchester United being licensed, you're not going to see the new kits, but you are going to get one additional kit here right at the end, the new white kit that you can see there as the 4th strip. As for Chelsea, classic blue, and then their away kit. Overly keen on that, to be honest. Not sure what's going on there, but whoever designed that needs their eyes checked. As for Arsenal, obviously Gabriel Jesus, and this is the fluid formation. As for Arsenal, obviously the main signing has been Gabriel Jesus, who's had an outstanding pre-season. He's been knocking the goals in, so it'll be interesting to see just how well he starts for Arsenal. So he is going to be leading the line alongside Saka and Martinelli. Got a nice young squad. Obviously Zinchenko also comes in from Manchester City, but let's just take a look at Gabriel Jesus. And very, very high finishing, good speed and acceleration. That offensive awareness is going to create and cause defenders a lot of problems. His speed and acceleration, along with that offensive awareness and high balance, is going to make him absolutely lethal. Got to be one of the best sort of goal poachers in the game with those sort of stats. His ball control is really good, dribbling and tight possession. He's going to be absolutely lethal, and looking forward to seeing what he can do for Arsenal. I think he was a bit underrated, you know, sort of not the main player at Man City. He was like a small fish in a big pond, but now I think he's like a big fish in a smaller pond. Sorry, Arsenal fans, but it's true, right? It's true. You know, you got a lot of young players that are coming through, looking really good, but Gabriel Jesus is going to really add that little bit extra quality to your front line. I think you're going to do some serious damage through him. Zinchenko is a nice little shrewd signing. Obviously, Tierney picked up a number of injuries, I think, last season, or it seemed that way anyway, from the outside looking in. And obviously Zinchenko, very, very, you know, reliable defender, person you can just count on to turn up for every single game and do a decent job. You know, he's not spectacular, but he's very, very good at what he does on that left-hand side. He doesn't make too many mistakes either. But obviously Tierney, I think fully fit, he's going to be the player that starts. Obviously Saliba was on loan last season, so he's back in the squad and a decent defender that you can sort of train. He's very young again. He's just 19 years old, so plenty of room for growth, but good stats across the board. He's not really bad at anything in terms of defending. He's fairly decent. Just want to boost that ball winning and defensive awareness first though, so focus on those, and then you could train him to be like a ball playing defender by boosting his low pass stats. When it comes to the player skills of Gabriel Jesus, obviously heading, first time shot, and he's even got super subs. If you want to play him as a sub, I mean, that seems crazy to me, but acrobatic finishing is also nice to have, so you do play that ball into him. And he's got step on ball control, so, and with that high balance and the high dribbling and ball control and tight possession, that's really going to make him very useful in tight spaces. And then Antonio Conte's Tottenham Hotspur. You know, he's made some very, very shrewd signings, especially last season with this chap here. I think he's going to score quite a few goals. And Ivan Perisic, again, very, very prolific. Look at those stats. Not bad at anything. He can literally do everything apart from the sort of defensive side. But he's, you know, he's a very, very sort of reliable, trusty winger that you can count on. If we just take a look at his sort of skills, crossover turn, cut behind and turn. So very good with the old fake shots. Acrobatic finishing, so you can cut in when perhaps receiving a cross from the opposite side or opposite wing. Rising shots is nice to have, but pinpoint crossing is obviously probably one of the most important ones. I'm pretty sure he's both footed as well. So look at his weak foot usage and accuracy, very, very high. So with either foot, he can cross the ball in or pass the ball very, very comfortably. Richarlison, another shrewd signing by Antonio Conte, just to mix it up, give him a little bit more creativity going forward. You know, if Son or Kane are struggling, and he's obviously very, very quick, good ball control, great dribbling, and a very, very worthy signing from Everton. I think Everton are going to miss that creativity if you ask me. First time shot, acrobatic finishing, double touch, and gamesmanship. Able to win a few free kicks here and there, and obviously chip shot control is very nice for chipping the ball into the net. It's one of the best ways to score when one-on-one with the goalkeeper. And then Lenglet, they brought him in from Barcelona. I think he went to Roma last season as well on loan. So now he's at Spurs and, you know, adds a little bit more defensive solidity. Probably better than playing Eric Dyer at centre-back, which they did sometimes last season. Obviously, with Arsenal, again, being a licensed club, it means that you're sort of stuck with those designs. But if we look at their fourth kit, that is the new away kit for Arsenal. Looks really nice, to be honest. So I'm going to be playing a match with Arsenal against Spurs at the Emirates. And one thing I'm just going to change is the support settings. I'm going to turn off that auto offside trap because that is a killer. So just like I said, just remember to do that before you jump in. I'm looking forward to seeing what Gabriel Jesus can do. I'm going to not touch this fluid formation at all, just to give you an idea of just how much better the game plays with these fluid formations enabled. So even though we are the home side, I opted for the away kit just to, you know, get to see it in action. Oh, nice play. Oh, almost got through that. I'm using the broadcast camera angle, if you're wondering. I haven't used this in quite some time, so it feels and looks a little bit different to eFootball. Good ball in, headed off the post. Oh, just trying to turn it in. Odegaard does really well to hold the ball up. Here's Zinchenko. Knocking the ball around nicely here. Odegaard is like the instigator of everything right now. He's everywhere. There's Ben White looking for Saka. It's great work. Partey breaking up the play. He ends up losing the ball himself. Oh, that's a nice ball through to Son. Oh, it's a pen. It's a penalty. He just pushed the ball to the side. Didn't expect that. I thought he was going to take the ball through. Watch this. Just watch there. He just takes the ball just in time. Uh-oh. Oh, what a save. Saka tackled. Needs to be a little more patient. Martinelli. It's going to be a star, isn't he? There's Partey. Come on, Zinchenko. Can't quite keep the ball in. Martinelli. Odegaard just caught out there and comfortable for Ramsdale that. And Saka cutting in field. This is where things are going to happen. Yes! Beautiful little finish just under the bar from Martinelli. That was beautiful. Like I said, whenever you're dribbling, cut in field like this, wait for things to happen. Look at Martinelli's run. It's all about timing it and just trying to stay on side. What a finish that is. If you've seen my Messi dribbling tutorial, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when I say cutting in from the wings diagonally. Just makes dribbling a lot easier. You see everything, you see the whole picture. You know, Spurs are going to try and bounce back pretty sharpish, I imagine. There's a degree of urgency here, but that's great play from Ben White to take the ball off Perisic. Here's Odegaard. Partey. Ball down. Just a second. Someone trying to connect to my TV. Can you believe it? With their phone. So just Chenko take the free kick. 33 minutes into the game now. This is only on superstar difficulty. I've uninstalled PES 21, so this is a fresh install, which means that legend difficulty is still locked right now until I win 5 games, and I haven't played that many games. Obviously I've reinstalled it since the new update from PESUNIVERSE with this version 1 option file, which I'm looking forward to seeing them expand. And to be honest, if I don't score this, I'm going to cry. It's actually a little bit trickier because this player here is in the way, so you have to put it there, and I don't think that's enough on it. Yes, we do, yeah. Okay, I thought if they jumped they would have probably stopped that from going in. To be fair, it wasn't quite enough power. It's funny how the power differs to eFootball 2022. Like, that would have been in the orange and in eFootball 2022, but here it just feels like you've got more control on the power of your free kicks. The bar doesn't fill quite as quickly. It's quite an interesting thing that I didn't really notice before. Tell you what, Gabriel Jesus is looking for that ball in behind, but watch this, watch this, watch this. Ah, tried to. I knew exactly where they're playing the ball. That's the problem when you play so much of a game like PES 21. You just sort of know the patterns of where they're going to play the ball and all the little flaws. And when you realise that, it really does take away from the game. But the fluid formations certainly help mix it up, because obviously they're given more options going forward. There's more players in offensive areas, and there's Son trying to curl one into the corner. You can see with these fluid formations they do get a lot more players forward, and this makes for a nicer flow to the game rather than them just sitting in and camping the box until the 80th odd minute and then them having a little flurry just because they've switched to a more attacking strategy. That's a nice ball into Kane. There's 2 of you there, and just ushering Kane into the corner where he had nowhere to really turn or hide. And this is going to be half time as soon as I play this ball into Odegaard. Maybe not. And that is now. Okay, let's just boot this ball and get half time underway. So there we go, 2-0 at half time. You can sort of see how much better the flow of the game is with these flow formations. Like, it's not just attack versus defense, like I said, which is what you get with the default game. You know, all the teams are pretty much set to all-out defend or whatever. Deep defensive line is just nuts. I can see why they did it, to make the game and teams harder to break down, but it doesn't make for a very nice spectacle. But now you're going to see if I can switch this play here. If I can head that ball down. No, I can't, but he just stood there like a bloody plank. He could have played that ball, but here's Son. He'll cut inside and good defending. Just eased up, because the only option he had was to cut inside, and he wasn't going to take it on his left foot. We had a really good chance to break out that though. That's nice. I tell you what, I can spin in here. No, I can't, because they've still got the ball. That's nice. Chance to send Martinelli away. Zinchenko. Oh, you can't do what you do in eFootball. Sometimes you take it like a very soft touch quite quickly, but not in this game. The touches are heavier even if you let go of the run button. Okay, here's Odegaard. I'm going to try and draw this defender in. I couldn't get him to come across quickly enough. But at the same time, didn't want to sprint full speed towards him to then get tackled. So I was trying to commit him with the player on the ball. It's a bit of a late tackle that. That's Xhaka. It's a nice play from Martinelli. Oh, I tell you what. Uh-oh. Got Kane. Got Son. Goes for a goal himself, and wasn't a bad effort. I should have played in Kane perhaps though. Kane was wide open. Party losing there on the ball. Son with his left foot. I don't mind Son shooting on his left foot from that range. Odegaard breaking forward. Just going to play in Saka, but caught from behind. And Kane is offside. Just pulled up my defender, then just dropped back in, just in case the other defender was playing him on. Zinchenko. Saraba. There's Xhaka. It's a nice idea to get Odegaard around the corner, but Xhaka tidies up anyway. Acts as a nice little shield. And Harry Kane is in. His first touch was decent, so I couldn't dive in with a slide tackle, which I thought about doing. Always wait to see what the first touch is like before diving in. Similar to that, but he released the ball. And I pick up the yellow card. Xhaka. What a surprise. Perisic on free kick duty. Odegaard into Jesus. Oh, just tried to lift over the goalkeeper from the acute angle. He was sort of off balance as well, but he has got like 90 for balance, so it's always worth a try, just to try and get it up and around the goalkeeper. Manual shots, and it's over the bar. Only for another free kick though, so he's Zinchenko. I think he's going to lose out on this one. Oh no, doesn't. Crossed in. He's back to Odegaard. Xhaka just about keeping possession of the ball there. Out to Saka. Partey. Odegaard. Oh, I'll tell you what. I wish Jesus hadn't jumped over the ball there. Xhaka. Martinelli. Losing the ball. Davinson Sanchez. What a tackle. Read that ball. It's nice. It's just starting to open up now. Oh, I'll tell you what, that would have been a nice flowing move to round it off. Some lovely build-up play. But that's awful from Saka. A little bit wayward. Not an easy chance to take. So pulled back there for the free kick. And he picks up a yellow card for his trouble, Salama. Good tackle. Jesus did really well that. The ball to Martinelli. Let's try and fire it into Jesus here. Oh, just tried the little skill to try and weave in between the defence. It wasn't to be, but there we go. A 2-0 victory over Spurs. I just want to give a quick shout out to my channel subscribers. Much appreciated, guys. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this showcase. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button. I look forward to seeing you guys next time in my next video. Got some exciting stuff coming up this week, hopefully. So be sure to stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.